At this very moment, as you read these words, something special is happening. Among millions of people seeking change in the world, you've found this message for a unique reason. You're truly ready to transform your life. What sets apart those who achieve extraordinary results isn't just conventional success stories, but a deep understanding of how our brains can be reshaped, as revealed in Dr. Joe's groundbreaking discoveries on neuroplasticity. Imagine your brain as a garden that can be cultivated through specific, scientifically proven techniques. We're not talking about temporary motivation, but real, lasting neurological changes that have already transformed countless lives globally. Every technique shared here has been rigorously tested and validated through scientific research and practical outcomes. This message is specifically for you who seek something beyond the ordinary. The path ahead requires dedication, but it offers something extraordinary, a scientifically validated methodology to reshape your reality. Every thought you have creates new neural connections, and when repeated, these thoughts form patterns that influence your entire life. Have you noticed how people in identical situations can have completely different outcomes? This happens because your brain processes real and imagined experiences the same way. When you consistently focus on positive outcomes, you're literally creating powerful new neural pathways. Think of it as creating a new trail in a dense forest. At first, it's challenging, but each passage makes the path more defined. Your thoughts work exactly this way. Every time you consciously choose thoughts aligned with your goals, you're strengthening this pathway in your brain. Your brain constantly filters the environment based on your expectations. When you adjust these expectations through consistent mental practices, you literally change what your brain seeks and finds in your daily life. It's like when you buy a new car and suddenly see the same model everywhere. That's your brain's filtering system at work. This understanding reveals a powerful truth. You don't just observe your reality, you actively create it through your thought patterns. Each morning offers a new opportunity to reinforce thoughts that support your growth, rather than simply repeating old patterns automatically. The key is consistency. Just as an athlete doesn't transform their body with a single workout, you can't rewire your brain with just one positive thought. It requires daily practice, moment-to-moment awareness, and the willingness to identify and redirect limiting patterns. The most significant transformation happens when you go beyond just thinking about your desired future and start feeling the emotions associated with it. Your brain doesn't distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. By combining clear intention with intense emotion, you create the ideal conditions for neurological change. This brain reconfiguring process becomes even more powerful during life's challenges. In fact, these tough moments are perfect opportunities to break automatic responses and create new patterns. It's easy to keep positive thoughts when things are going well, but the true test, and the real opportunity for growth, comes in challenging moments. The difference between those who move forward and those who get stuck lies in how they respond to these challenging moments. Instead of letting your brain go into survival mode, activating stress hormones and limiting thoughts, you can use these moments to create new neural pathways. This isn't just about positive thinking, but about maintaining elevated emotions even when circumstances don't provide reasons for optimism. Each time you respond to a challenge with your usual emotional reaction, you reinforce old neural circuits. But when you pause at that crucial moment and choose a different response, you begin to break the habit of being your old self. This is where true transformation happens, not in comfortable moments, but in those that would typically trigger your automatic reactions. Your body doesn't differentiate between a real stressful experience and a stressful thought about an experience. Each time you mentally revisit a challenging situation, you produce the same chemicals as if it were happening now. Following the same principle, when you maintain elevated and consistent emotions during tough times, you teach your body a new way to react. Instead of seeing challenges as obstacles, you start recognizing them as opportunities to demonstrate your new level of awareness. The secret lies in staying mindful during these challenging moments. When you feel the first wave of frustration or fear, instead of being overwhelmed by it, take a pause and ask yourself, what thoughts and emotions would my future self choose in this moment? With this simple question, you create a space between stimulus and response, a space where a real choice exists. As you practice this approach, something remarkable begins to happen. Situations that once triggered stress or anxiety start to feel more manageable. You'll find yourself responding rather than reacting, creating rather than merely surviving. Your resilience increases not because challenges become easier, but because you become stronger. This elevated state of consciousness is sustained through daily practice. The most powerful time to begin this work is in the early hours of the morning, before the analytical mind is consumed by daily tasks. Have you noticed how your mind feels clearer and more receptive upon waking? This isn't a coincidence. During these precious morning hours, your brain operates at different frequencies, making it more receptive to new information and patterns. By dedicating this time to conscious creation, rather than immediately checking your phone or rushing into the day, you set a powerful foundation for transformation. The practice begins when you sit in silence. It's not about forcing your mind to be empty, but about being aware of your thoughts and emotions without being dominated by them. As you observe your mental state, you'll start noticing patterns, recurring thoughts, habitual worries, automatic emotional responses. This awareness alone begins to break the spell of unconscious programming, but it's only the beginning. True transformation comes from the consistent practice of a new state of being. This means deliberately choosing thoughts and generating emotions that align with your future, regardless of current circumstances. When you combine clear intention with elevated emotion this way, you create a coherent signal that affects not just your brain, but your entire body. Consistency is essential. Many people practice sporadically and wonder why they don't see results. But think about it. If you wanted to learn a new language or master a musical instrument, would you expect results by practicing once a week? Of course not. The same principle applies to rewiring your brain. Daily practice, even if brief, yields far more powerful results than long occasional sessions. This daily practice includes key elements. First, there's the moment of becoming aware of limiting thoughts and emotions and releasing them. Then comes the active part, generating and maintaining elevated emotions while holding clear intentions for your future. This isn't daydreaming. It's a practice in becoming your future self in the present moment. The most effective approach combines specific breathing techniques with ongoing attention. As you breathe in a rhythmic pattern, the heart, brain, and nervous system start to synchronize. This coherent state opens the doors for deeper work. From this place of physiological balance, you can release old patterns and install new ones. Remember, this practice isn't about forcing change through willpower. Instead, it's about creating the ideal conditions for transformation to happen naturally. When you place your body and brain in this receptive state consistently, holding clear intentions and intense emotions, you're installing the neurological hardware for your future reality. Understanding what you truly desire, beyond surface-level wants, opens up new dimensions of possibilities. As shown through brain mapping research, when you have absolute clarity about your vision, your brain begins operating in entirely new patterns. But what sets winners apart in this field is their ability to maintain that clarity consistently, moment by moment. Think of your attention as a spotlight. Wherever you direct it, it illuminates and energizes. When you hold an unwavering focus on your vision, you start noticing opportunities and possibilities that were always there but invisible to your previous mindset. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract exactly what they need at the perfect time? The process requires you to go beyond vague desires or general goals. You must define your vision so precisely that your brain can actually create a detailed model of that future reality. This means engaging all your senses, seeing, feeling, hearing, and even smelling and tasting the future you desire. When you can sustain this level of richly sensory visualization, Your brain begins to accept this future as a present reality. This isn't about escaping the present moment. Rather, it's about using your perception of the present to consciously project your future. Each time you engage in this practice, you're literally assembling the neurological structure for your future experiences. Your brain doesn't distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. It builds the same neural networks either way. The main difference is in the emotional component. Simply visualizing isn't enough. You must generate and sustain the heightened emotions you'd feel if your vision were already realized. This combination of clear intention and intensified emotion creates a powerful quantum field that starts turning your vision into reality. The winners in this practice understand that clarity isn't a one-time achievement, but a daily commitment. They know that each morning brings a new opportunity to align their energy with their vision, regardless of current circumstances. This unwavering focus, combined with sustained emotional elevation, creates a magnetic field that begins to attract matching experiences. This clarity goes beyond personal goals. It encompasses your entire way of being. When you consistently maintain this state, you naturally start making decisions that align with your future self rather than your past programming. The question shifts from, "What do I want?" to "Who do I need to become to create this reality?" A fascinating aspect arises when we go beyond individual fulfillment. As research reveals, when groups of people align their intentions and elevated emotional states, the effect becomes exponentially more powerful. Have you experienced the energetic shift that occurs when you connect with others who share your vision of growth? This understanding reveals a crucial truth. Success isn't a zero-sum game. When you operate with an abundance mindset, you recognize that another person's achievement doesn't diminish your own potential. What's fascinating is that this shift in perspective moves you from competition to collaboration, from scarcity to possibility. Think of how energy works in a room full of people. One person's elevated state can uplift others, creating a ripple effect of